Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Abid Rida Babil, your chemistry teacher. This video I will explain you the module number 6 about the physical properties of the solution. Physical properties of solutions. First, we have to understand what is solution. A solution is the homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent. The homogeneous mixture of solute and solvent. Suppose if you take a glass of water and put 1 spoon of sugar in it and shake the water, the sugar will dissolve and this will become solution. Sugar is solute and water is solvent, because sugar is in a smaller quantity and water in large quantity. So how to distinguish between solute and solvent? The solute must be in the less quantity and solvent will be in more quantity, and after dissolving they will disappear, means it will become one phase. This is called homogeneous. Homogeneous means one phase. You cannot distinguish what is inside. So sometime if you mix, like here this example, mix gas in gas, then you have to check which one is more, which one is less. The less will be solute and more will be solvent. Like air, in the air around 71% is nitrogen, so nitrogen will be solvent, and the oxygen is around 21%, so oxygen will be solute. So you have to decide which one is solute and which one is solvent, and it must be soluble, means become one phase. These are the example of solutions, different. You can go through it, it's very easy. Now the quantity of solute gives a terms that is called saturated, unsaturated and supersaturated. So we'll understand one by one. Suppose again you take a glass of water and put 1 spoon sugar and shake the water, so this sugar will be dissolved, and then you can say sugar is in less quantity, so that is called unsaturated, because still you can dissolve some more sugar. So you continue it, put more sugar inside it, and until the sugar will stop dissolving and some of the sugar will settle down at the bottom of the glass, and now this solution is called saturated. Saturated means you have the maximum quantity of solute present in the given quantity of solvent. Now if you want to dissolve more sugar in it, then you have to heat it. When you heat this glass of water, then more sugar will dissolve. This more sugar will dissolve, then it will become supersaturated, and that will depend on the temperature. If you increase the temperature, more sugar will dissolve, and then at time will come, sugar will again stop dissolving if you are not increasing temperature. Even if increasing temperature, then supersaturated. In the supersaturated solution, if you put 1 crystal of sugar, the crystals will return back. That is called crystallization. Here is the example of sodium acetate, and this is the supersaturated solution of sodium acetate, and then after the supersaturated solution they put just 1 crystal of sodium acetate, and this crystal is growing, becoming big, and slowly there will be lot of beautiful crystals will form of sodium acetate. So this is the example of crystallization. This process of crystallization is used in sugar industry, very famous thing. You can take sugar in your hand and check the size of the crystals. So this crystallization is formed by the process of crystallization. The opposite of crystallization is called formation of solution, dissolution. So that is on 3 steps. First, the solvent will dissociate and the molecules will become far apart, and the solute will also dissociate and the molecule will become at far distance, and then they combine to make the solution. So this is 3-step thing, and delta H is also according to Hess's law. We already learned in the previous module. So, but we are not discussing the Hess's law here, not calculating here. Then the types of solute and solvent. You already know that not all solute cannot dissolve in all solvents. You can dissolve sugar, salt, vinegar, alcohol in the water, yes, but you cannot dissolve oil in the water. So that is the rule, that like dissolves like. A similar thing will go. Similarity in the meaning of polar and non-polar and ionic. So usually the non-polar will dissolve in non-polar. So example here, carbon tetrachloride will dissolve in benzene. So polar solute will dissolve in the polar solvent. Example, ethanol dissolve in water. Okay. Ionic will dissolve in the polar and also in the ionic. Example, sodium chloride is ionic, will dissolve in the polar and also in the ammonia. Ammonia is polar. So polar will dissolve in polar and ionic. Non-polar will dissolve in non-polar. You see, these all are similar terms. So similar terms means like dissolve like. Okay. Now the most important thing is the concentration units. When you dissolve a solute in the solvent, then you have to calculate how much solute is present in the solution. So that is called concentration. So concentration of the solution is the amount of solute present in the given quantity of the solvent, that is called concentration. We have 4 units of concentration in this module. Number 1, percent by mass, that is very easy. The mass of the solute in gram, this is gram, and divide by the total gram. Total means mass of the solute plus mass of the solvent, multiply by 100, that is called percentage. So you can take the simple formula, mass of the solute divide by total mass of the solution, multiply by 100, that will give you the percentage, mass percentage. We will solve some exercises on this formula also. And then the number 2 is the mole fraction. Mole fraction is represented by X, and we also learned this in the module of gases, how to calculate mole fraction. But again here in the solution also we have to learn, because sometime in the solution there could be more than one solute. Like if you make tea, then you are putting sugar, tea, and many various things, milk and other things, to make the sugar tea according to your taste. So it could be more than one solute. So then we cannot calculate. We can calculate the percentage, but we cannot calculate the molality and molarity, that is coming next. But we can calculate the mole fraction. So you can calculate the mole fraction of each component by a same formula, mole of component A divided by total number of mole, that will give you the mole fraction. And all the mole fraction, when you make the total, that will be equal to 1. This is also important formula. So we'll also calculate the mole fraction, and we already had calculated the mole fraction in the previous module also, so if you remember. So number 3 is the molarity. Molarity is represented by capital M. This is moles of the solute dissolved in the liter of solution. Okay, the formula is given, moles of the solute divided by liter of solution. Okay. Number 3, we will do the calculation of all. Molality, that is represented by small m, that is moles of the solute dissolved in kilogram of only solvent. Now see the difference here. This is solution and this is solvent. Solution means solute plus solvent. This is the total solute plus solvent, and this is only the solvent. And here this is liter because this is the volume, and here it is kilogram because it is mass. And capital M molarity, small m molality. So these are the differences. You have to learn the differences of. It sounds same, but it is not same. Okay. And let's come to solve the exercise. So now here first exercise for the percentage. So percentage is very easy to calculate. So here he is giving you 0.892 gram of potassium chloride KCl. This is potassium chloride, and this 0.892, and the remaining is the water, 54.6 gram of water, and is asking you the percentage. So the percentage of potassium chloride KCl will be equal to gram of KCl divided by total gram multiply by 100 to calculate the percentage. So gram of KCl is 0.892 divided by total gram. So total gram will be here 54.6 plus 0.892 multiply by 100, and that will give you the answer. Your answer is 1.61 percentage of potassium chloride KCl. Okay, so second problem here is giving you 6.44 gram of naphthalene C10H8 and 80.1 gram of benzene C6H6, and asking again same the calculate the percentage. So same percentage of C10H8, that is naphthalene, is equal to gram of naphthalene C10H8 divided by total gram multiplied by 100. So naphthalene is 6.44 gram divided by benzene is 80.1 plus 6.44 multiply by 100. Sorry, this line has come, this is wrong, is equal to, the answer will be 7.44. Yes, 7.44% naphthalene C10H8. So next problem here, calculate the molality. Calculate the molality here of sulfuric acid H2SO4 containing 24.4 gram sulfuric acid in 198 gram of water. So our question is the molality, small m is the question, and H2SO4 is given 24.4. So H2SO4 sulfuric acid is equal to 24.4 gram, and this gram we have to convert into mole. So mole is equal to gram upon molar mass. Grams are 24.4. This is 0.24.4, and the molar mass is given, already given, no need to calculate, otherwise you have to calculate from the periodic table. So here it is giving 98.09 is equal to 0.249, 249, and this is the mole of sulfuric acid. Okay, and then we have to calculate the gram of water. So gram of water we have to convert into kilograms. So water H2O is equal to 198 gram. You divide by 1000, so it becomes 0.198 kilogram. Why we convert into kilogram? Because our formula is molarity is equal to moles of the solute, moles of, here we have the solute is H2SO4, and divide by a kilogram of water. That's why we convert into kilogram. So that will be equal to, moles are 0.249 divided by 0.198 will be equal to 1.26 molality. So next question here, he is giving you urea. Formula is here, this formula of urea, and 7.78 gram in 203 gram of water. So we calculate the urea. First of all, we want to calculate the molar mass, because molar mass is not given. So I'll calculate here the formula to make simplify. We say N2 plus H4, because 2 hydrogen multiplied by 2 hydrogen become 4, and plus only 1 carbon and 1 oxygen. Okay. Nitrogen here is 14 multiplied by 2 is 28. This is from periodic table. 14 is in the periodic table because of this 2. You multiply it, 14 by 2, 28. 4 for the hydrogen, and 12 for carbon, and 16 for oxygen. This all information in the periodic table, and when you make the total, it will be 60. So this you need the molar mass, but here the molar mass was given in the sulfuric acid, so you don't need to calculate, but here you need to calculate. Now you can say the urea, how much urea is equal to 7.78 gram urea. This is gram. This you will change into number of moles. So how to change to number of moles? Same formula, gram divided by molar mass. Gram is 7.78, and molar mass 60, we already calculated just now, and the answer will be equal to 0.129, 129, and this will be the mole of urea. And then you take the water, H2O. H2O is equal to 203 gram, and this gram change to kilogram. So this divided by 1000, so it becomes 0.203 kilogram. So we will solve here. This is molarity. Formula is moles of the urea divided by kilogram of water. So moles here we calculated 0.129 divided by kilogram is 0.203. So your answer will be equal to 0.638 unit small m molarity. So now we go to the next problem. Here in this problem he is giving you the density density of the solution is here, this is the density, grams per milliliter. So this is the density, not this is 2.45 is the molarity. See the units. Okay, what is the molality? So question is molality, and the molar mass is, again it is given here. Okay, in the practice molar mass will be not given, but in this example molar mass is given. So what you have to do, first you have to convert this molality of the, because the molality means moles per kilogram, so moles of methanol are given 2.45. this is the molarity, means moles per liter, so this way means the moles of the methanol, same thing. So we write here CH3OH is equal to 2.45 moles, and then to convert into gram we use the same formula, but the shape will be changed. Now mole multiplied by molar mass, mole multiplied by molar mass. Moles are 2.45 given, and molar mass is also given 32.04, so that will be equal to 78.45. So this gives you the gram of methanol. Now the density is given. So what is the meaning of density? Density means mass upon volume. So you see the unit, this is mass, 1 gram mass, 1 ml quantity, that is the density. Now we have to calculate the quantity of water. Okay, remember our formula. We have a question is molality. So molality is moles divided by kilogram of solvent. Solvent is water here, so we say H2O. So this is our final formula. So we need the kilogram of water. We have the moles of methanol, but we don't have the kilogram of water. So calculate the kilogram of water. So from the density we will calculate. See here, this is what is the density? Density is equal to mass upon volume. And similarly, when you say you want to calculate the mass, so mass will be equal to density multiplied by volume. So density is your 0.986. this is the density, and the volume is, we suppose this is equal to 1 liter, so become 1000 milliliter. So your mass of gram of water will be 986 gram water. Okay, this 986 gram water, this is the total gram of water. So how to calculate the gram of, this is the total gram of solution, Now we have to calculate the gram of water. So gram of water, you say water is equal to mass of the solution, that is we calculated mass of solution minus mass of solute. Mass of solute. So mass of solution, this is mass of solution here 986. Let me write this 6 clear. So 986, this is the total mass of solution minus mass of solute. This is the solute, the methanol, 78.45. So answer will be equal to 897.55. 897.55. This is gram of water. It's a little bit complicated calculation, but we have to understand the total mass, calculate the total mass through the density, and the total mass minus the mass of the solute, that is methanol. We calculated here 78.45. So you make the minus, so total grams will come. And now this gram we change to kilogram. So divide by 1000. So that will be equal to 0.8975 kilogram of water. Now you can use this formula. This formula you can use here. So mole of methanol is given in the question 2.45. Divide by kilogram of water is 0.8. Yep. 0.875. This 75 you can make again, make the round, so become 8 maybe. You can do this. So the answer will be 2.73 molality. Okay, so through the density you convert the volume into mass, and then difference of mass will give you the mass of the water, and then you calculate the molarity. So 3 steps. So now we go to the practice here. The same, the density is given 0.927 and molarity is 5.86 of the ethanol. Ethanol is C2H5OH. So we calculate here again. This is carbon is 12. 12 multiplied by 2 become 24 plus 5 plus 16 plus 1 again for hydrogen. So total will be 46. Yeah, this is 46. Okay, sorry, this line's coming again. 46 molar mass. Now we convert this ethanol moles into gram. So we say C2H5OH methanol is equal to 5.86 moles. So we convert into gram by the formula mole multiplied by molar mass. So moles are 5.86 and molar mass we calculated is 46, and it will be equal to 261.28. So this comes the gram of ethanol. Now we calculate the quantity of water. So water will be here again. I will do directly, and because of the density is 0.927, so this will convert into the gram total mass of the solution. I explain you in the example. Now I will not solve this again. The answer is same. So water is equal to the gram of solution minus gram of ethanol C2H5OH. So you see this here, this is 0.927 gram per milliliter, means 927. So this will be 927 gram of solution minus, we calculated the ethanol gram 261.28 is equal to 665.72 gram. This is water. So now we calculate the molarity is equal to mole of ethanol C2H5OH divided by kilogram water. So here so we are changing to kilogram divided by 1000, so this become 0.66572. this is kilogram of water. So moles are given in the question 5.86 divided by 0.66572, and that will be your answer, 8.8 molar. Read. So something here which I directly went in the question to calculate this 927 gram of solution, that is by the same formula, density is equal to mass upon volume. We want to calculate the mass, so mass will be equal to density multiplied by volume. So density is 0.927, volume is 1000 milliliter, this is 1000, so answer will be 0.927 gram solution, total solution. So this was here which I did directly. Okay, now we move to the last question. Calculate the molarity for 35.4% mass of aqueous solution of phosphoric acid. This is phosphoric acid here. So H3PO4 is equal to 35.4%, means out of 100. So this will be changed into gram. Directly we say 35.4 gram, and the gram will change into mole because we want to convert into molar. Our question is molarity. So mole is equal to again gram per molar mass. Grams given 35.4 divided by molar mass is also given, this is 97.99. so we say 97, can say 98, but let me write properly 97.99. so answer will be equal to 0.361, 0.361, and that is mole. Now for the water, now see here the water is not given in the question, but it is understood because it says the aqueous. Aqueous means water. Aqueous, aqua, you know, aqua means aquarium. Aqua is a other language word, and this means water. So water here, you have to understand that water is not given in the question, but it will be 100 minus the percentage of phosphoric acid, that is 35.4, because total is 100, So 100 minus phosphoric acid will give you the quantity of water. So 100 minus 35 is 64.6. 64.6, this is percentage. The percentage is same, equal to gram, 64.6 gram, and now we need not the mole, we need the kilogram. So this will divide by 1000, so it become 0.0646 kilogram. So we have the mole and we have the kilogram water, so we can calculate the molality. Molality is equal to mole of the solute divided by kilogram of the solvent, that is water. So moles are 0.361, kilogram is 0.0646. Your answer will be 5.59 molarity. So percentage change into molality. So next problem is also same, the percentage we change to molality. So here in this case we have 44.6% of sodium chloride. This is NaCl. Sodium is 23 and chloride is 35.5 from the periodic table, and this will become 58.5. This is the molar mass. You have to calculate here because in the exam it was given, but here it is not given. So now we say sodium chloride and ACl is how much percentage? 44.6. 44.6. The percentage is equal to gram, so I directly write to gram, and this gram change to mole, okay, is equal to gram divided by molar mass. From the periodic table we calculated. So gram is 44.6 and molar mass is 58.5 is equal to 0.762, 0.762, that is the mole of sodium chloride. Now regarding water, so we say water here, H2O is equal to 100 minus, total is 100, so 100 minus 44 is sodium chloride, so total minus sodium chloride will give you the water. The answer will be 55.4. 55.4, and this will be the percentage, and then you can say this percentage to gram, this 55.4 gram, and this water we change into kilogram by divided by 1000, so 0.0554, that is kilogram of water. So now this divide mole by kilogram, that will give you the answer, but let me write the formula. So molality is equal to mole of the solute divided by kilogram of the solvent. So 0.762 divided by 0.0554 is equal to 13.8 molality. So these are the four problems, and I hope you understand this calculation is very important for your examination.